My name is Innocent Mayawa. I'm the founder of Mabibo Sokoni services. And we started the services last year, June, somewhere like I think 5th June last year. So we are just about 6 months old. It's quite a new startup. And our location is at Mabibo Sokoni. We are, our offices is at Sinza, but the operation is inside the Mabibo Sokoni. And we're there pretty much to service the clients that we are targeting. And our tagline is honest in quantity and quality. Why are we saying that? Because a lot of people are looking for quality products, and they also need this a good quantity. So if we say that we are giving them 1 kilogram, it should be a kilogram, not like 0.9. It should be a complete kilogram. So what we're trying to say is that we are honest in giving you the best quality of products as well as a quantity that you requested for. So Mabibo Sokoni, what we are trying to do is accessibility of our clients to the market. We know that a lot of people are busy with their schedules and all that. So what we're trying to do is that how this person can access their market products or whatever that they need for groceries. How do they easily access their groceries and are sure to get them on time and in good quality. So that's pretty much what we're trying to solve, accessibility to the groceries. So what motivated me to start this service is first, the existing tech companies such as Google, Amazon, Uber. These online commerce companies, tech companies, they sort of like motivated me to look at how did they use the technology in solving the problem. So it's that, for instance, you look at Airbnb, or you look at Uber. Uber does not own cars, or Airbnb does not own hotels or apartments or whatever. So what they do is that they connect between the person who needs the service and the service provider. So they provide a platform that connects the two. So pretty much that's what motivated me. And I looked into in Tanzania, of course in Dar es Salaam to start with, like what's needed, what is missing. There are a lot of people that are providing a couple other services. So what we're looking for is that what is missing out of this cycle. So that's what we started with. Of course, definitely we aspire to do a lot of things from Mabibo Sokoni, but to start with, we started with access to groceries. So how did we come up with the idea? My passion is in technology and innovations. We have quite a lot of ideas. When I started, I was working in a telecom company. Then I worked in a renewable energy company for 2 years. In a telco, I worked for almost 7 years. And I was passionate with technology. How will I use technology into resolving people's problems and solving the problems? And as I said, one thing that I look at who is the person that does a lot of purchases? Who is the good customer? If you look you go into the malls, you go into the markets, who do you see? If you look on average, you will see a woman. That's on maybe percentage of men, maybe 20%, but 80% will be women coming in and out from the mall or coming up in and out from the market. So this person, how do you look at her life cycle? She goes to work, she takes care of the children and all that. She likes to dress up well, and she likes to eat well. So where does she get all these services? Okay, from online you can get all the clothing and all that. She like to take her kids to a better school, education-wise. So pretty much I was looking at, okay, if I'm looking at a woman, what kind of service should I bring it to her that she will be able to say, okay, this fits to my needs, fits to my convenience. So that's first what we look at the woman and look at her needs. And we came up with a different type of ideas. So what we did first, we had to do a research. So like I say, I was driving Uber. Even up to now, I'm doing the same. I came up with a questionnaires, batch of questionnaires. And it took us about 3 months of a survey. So we did, I was asking a lot of these women that I was riding with, like, hey, I have this idea. I would like to, I know that your time is busy. I know that throughout the week you've been maybe working. What if I give you an opportunity where you buy your groceries online and I bring them to you? And a lot of women, we get a lot of positive feedback. So what I did was, then I kept the name and phone number, name and phone number. So we did about, I would say 100 plus interviews, survey to these Uber riders. And then what we came up with is that we came up with, what does this person need? And we had a list that they want quality products, they want variety, they wanted a delivery, to be timely delivery, and they want to be able to communicate the customer experience to be well. So that's how we came up with the idea. Like, okay, if this person that we're targeting, this is what they need. So how can we provide it in the best possible way? So that's how we came up with the Mabibo Sokoni. Of course, there's a whole lot of features that we want to add up to it, but you have to start somewhere. So that's how we started. And what we did was, once we started the service, I called back the same people that I interviewed. I say, hey, remember that one time we talked about this service about getting the food, your groceries online? That service is up and running. And to be honest, our first 50% of in the first month was the people that we interviewed. So that's how impact is, one-on-one reach out. People remember you and they're okay. You talked about this. I'd like to, to test your service, because it was just not an ad that they see online that they a little bit, because it's something online, people a little bit hesitant to just start with, So that's how we started. And those people that we started with, they tell their friend, they tell a friend. We get into the WhatsApp groups, go into other social medias. That's how we started. So that's pretty much the story of how we started. First of all, I came up with the idea. As I say, like, I'm very into innovations. I came up with the idea, and my business partner, Mr. Richard Mushi, is an ICT geek. He's very good in ICT. So I came up with the idea, and Mr. Mushi said, yeah, this sounds good. So it was two of us starting. And as we go, what we looked into the market first is not to hire a lot of people, because we don't have that kind of money to start with. So we did it ourselves. I got into the market, I do it myself, so that I had to have the first-hand experience of a startup. Is you doing it yourself, not just hiring somebody and doing it for you. So I did all that myself. And so the more that we do, we added a few people that helps us. For instance, once we go there, we use porters that are the people that carry bags and all that from the market. So there are people that already, they know us, that we use them to help us carrying all these items in the market. As well as we have a person that, at least two people that sort of like go do the errands, fetching all these items. We already identified the service provider. For instance, for let's say potatoes, we know like 2 or 3 people that we go to buy potatoes for. In tomatoes, we know like 2 or 3 people that we go to buy tomatoes for, so that in case something is wrong, we can go back to that person and say, hey, the things that you provided us, customer complain about it. So we'll be able to track it back and say, hey, we need a replacement to it. So that's how our operation works. We had contacts in the market. We've got our people that goes about two people, two ladies that goes into the market whenever we get the order. We give it to them. They go and look for it. We collect it. We verify if it's everything that is in the order is there. We pack it and deliver to the customer. So our services, the way to is first we're using it's an online service in which it's a website that people gets into it and provide select their needs, their groceries. For instance, if you need let's say potatoes, onions, tomato, and so forth, you go into the our website, you do pretty much register, put an online order, and you make an online payment, and the payment gets to us, the order gets to us, and we proceed with processing your order and deliver it to you. So you can do either by yourself through online, or you can do it through WhatsApp. Also, we receive orders through WhatsApp, and we create the order. We confirm, we check with the clients to check if the order is correct. Then we process the order and deliver it. So within the same day, the clients will be able to get their needs or whatever that they order within 3 hours anywhere in Dar es Salaam. It's a prepaid. You know why we do it as a prepaid? Because if somebody goes online and make a fake order, and we buy 100,000 worth of items, and gets to that person, and that person is not existing in that area, whatever, in that residence. So that is our loss. So it's a prepaid service, so that we sort of like counteract any sort of like fake orders and so forth. So our primary customer that we aiming at is the women, because what we look at is that women are the ones that do the shoppings pretty much. So corporate women, of course, entrepreneur women that are, they always look for, they are the one that, will go out and to the market, and they go out, to do all type of shopping for their households. So that is our primary market, corporate women. So we reach our target customer first of all through social medias, because this is like, in this age, a lot of people now are online looking for information. So through social media, that is our first reach out. And the funny thing that is a very bit, or say unique, is that I do Uber. I drive Uber or other taxis services. Why do I do that? Is to network. See, if you're driving Uber with a person, if I'm driving you to anywhere that you're going, I have about 10 to 15 minutes with you. So if I have a good product to provide it to you, definitely I have that time. I have your attention as well, because either you're on your phone or we can be talking. So that's the other, we do first online and one-on-one. One-on-one I do with Uber. So my aim is at least within a week, I can turn over about 5 customers a week from Uber drives. And to be honest, that is how we started our business. The first, I did a lot of research through Uber customers, especially all the women that I was driving. And those are the same people that started our service, to use our services. So that is also our one-on-one for reach out, as well as we do go to apartments and offices to give out flyers so that people know about our service. But I see one-on-one has been very effective for us. So when we looked in the Tanzanian market, it's that there was a whole lot of other people that started before us. And what we did, we look at what are they doing, what are they missing, what are they good at, and how can we penetrate the market. So yes, definitely before us, there's a couple of people that started. They're quite doing well. But what we look at is that from there, can we find a niche that will fit in and deliver the service? So definitely there are other providers that do similar as we do. But what we try to do is that we try to do we look at the affordability sort of entry to this market. We look at the affordability as well as quality. That's what we get into the market, and so that we are successful in this business. Yes. So what we did, the other initiative that we are proud of, last month during this holiday season, we came up with initiatives of buying for the orphans. So what we did is that we know that most of our clients, maybe during this off season, they will try to donate something to the orphans, but also the orphans needs to eat. You know, they need food items to their needs. So what we did is that we start piloting with one of the orphanages near our offices at Sinza. And what we did is that if a customer wants to buy for the orphanage, they just change the address, delivery address, and they change that address to Chakwama. Chakwama is an orphanage in Sinza area, Mori area. So if the person wants to buy food for them, they just make their own grocery as well. They can buy for the orphanages. It's a goodwill sort of thing that we did. And one of the things that we do particularly, we don't charge for the delivery fee. When you buy for the orphanage, you are not charged. So that's an initiative that we've started doing. Of course, there's a whole lot of upcoming initiatives that we're looking forward to do it. But this one is that one that we've done, and we've seen quite a lot of uptake to it. The biggest achievement for this since we established is reaching out 100 customers within the first 6 months. 100 users, not just a registered customer and they just don't do it, but 100 users that are there buy something. And in fact, at least out of this 100, what we can say on average, they buy at least twice a month. So that's quite an achievement for a startup. You know, we did not have enough capital, we did not have a lot of advertisement capital, but at least within the first 6 months, we were able to reach 100 users. So going back, what can we do differently? Perhaps the biggest thing that I wish was we started with an app, like immediately starting with an app. And one thing that also I wish that we could have done differently is promotional. You know, when you are a newcomer into the market, one thing that you do is to get people to use your service is promotional time. And a lot of people perhaps they would have tried, but they may be, because we are charging the service fee from the beginning, so they were not able to maybe start up with that using our services. But what we wanted to do was first to start straight up with an app. But you know, interesting fact is that when we started now with a website, we get a lot of information so that we are adding features to the app that we're developing, because Mabibo Sokoni also is going to be an app. So we're getting a lot of insights that say, okay, maybe we thought our app should have these features, but now, you know, we're getting insights from the website experience that, okay, our app, maybe we should have this kind of feature, we should have that kind of features, so that we can maintain the whole ecosystem, you know. So I think it's better that we started with a website, because it gives us a learning curve into adding more features into the applications. So how do we maintain the quality? Is that our satisfaction, our customer satisfaction, because that is very important, because the customer will try you once, and if you deliver some crappy stuff, they will not buy it again. So we cannot survive. The quality is the only thing that will make us survive. So how do we do that? The way we do it is, first of all, once we deliver, then we call back for the feedback of the customer, either through WhatsApp, or we can send a message, hey, how do you find the quality? And the customers, most of them, they can find, okay, things are fine maybe, but this fruit I found it inside, it's not okay. We replace it without charge. So that's one thing that we try to do, is that whenever, because certainly you can find a fruit, you know, outside is quite well, but maybe inside is a little bit not well. So what we do is we make a replacement and no charge to the customer. Certainly what we've seen that will help us to enhance our services will be the development of the app. It's a bit expensive, so we are taking our time and our resources to get there. But I think, you know, a lot of Tanzanians are not, it's not convenient for them to type on a website and go into a website. So it's very easy, because, you know, a touch of a button and They just want to touch and open the website, the application. So we see that for the quick accessibility and to our service, an app will be very easy, because also what we want is to be an interactive app, so that it's also it has geographic position, so that if a person just wants to deliver something to his or her apartment, we just have to select the location and we point out exactly. We can give it to a driver, and the driver, will have just to look at the direction on the map, instead of right now we do it all these ones. Right now we do it manually. We have to call the customer just to ensure that your address is correct. Once we get there, we also have to ask, for somebody, to give us direction. So I think if we develop an app, we complete our app that we want to start with, I think it will enhance our business, as well as reach out to many customers. So I'm very optimistic of the future, because what I see is that the more we go forward, a lot of people, time is of essence. A lot of people wants to do a lot of things, and time is of the essence. So, for the target customer that we are looking to, is as long as we keep a good quality and on a time delivery, I see the growth. Because also accessibility to smartphones is already penetrating. Accessibility to internet is there. So what we see is a great potential for us to grow. Of course, what also will benefit us to add more service to our platform. The more service we add, the more efficient in terms of delivery, and also as well as customer focus. If these are our top priority, definitely there's a lot of room to grow and to be one of the big players in this industry. So an advice that I'll give it to a young person who is aspiring to be an entrepreneur, who has ideas that they think is a good idea. First of all is to know that who you're targeting, and to do a market research to that your target customers, because you might have a brilliant idea, but if that customer that you're intending to do that service, maybe the way they would have accessed your service is different from what you're thinking. So market research is very, very important. Start from the market and then come back, fine tuning your idea, go back again, do a little bit of pilot testing, and then roll out your product. You might not have everything. Maybe you might not have enough funds, you might not have enough whatever. But first, it's very important to do a research. And that once you're complete with your research, calm down, redraw if you need to redraw your planning and everything, and then go back and execute. The important thing is to start whatever that you can. With the little that you have, resources that you have, go ahead and start. Because for us, our aspiration was to start with an application, but we did not have enough funds to start the app. So we started with a website, and it gave us a lot of mileage. It gave us a lot of insight of the customer, to know that how will the customer will prefer. So I will first advise that do the research. That's a very important thing.